With all the I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is the March 13th, 2017 Fond du Lac Board of Education meeting. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Reister.
Here.
Hayes here. Jones.
Here.
Net.
Here.
Strand.
Here.
Uselman.
Here.
Churchella.
Here. We have all 7 members present. A quorum is present. And at this time, I'd like to observe a moment of silence before the pledge, which will be led tonight by students from Tyson Middle School. Thank you. And who's with you today? Principal? Others? Yes. Well, thank you, students, and thank you for coming tonight. And what would you like to share with us this evening?
We're from the Tyson Leadership Team, and our names are...
I'm Chandra Shibalat. I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Amani Gonzalez. I'm also in 8th grade.
I'm Charlie Kloss. I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Callie Haas, and I'm in 7th grade. I'm Rachel Abel, and I'm in 7th grade.
So we are here to talk to you about what we do as a leadership team and just who we are. So what is the leadership team? The leadership team is a group made up of 16 7th graders and 16 8th graders. We meet 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays during our designated Tiger Times. The purpose of our leadership team is to make Tyson an even greater school by being the voices of our student body, along with making improvements that will benefit our students and staff, along with planning dances, fundraisers for our school and community, and helping plan several other events throughout the school year. To make this happen, we needed the best leaders out of Tyson Middle School. So it all starts with an application process. This process includes a sheet of paper where you fill out your past and present GPA, activities you've been involved in throughout the school years, and a paragraph stating what leadership qualities you have, along with why you should be picked. After all the members have been picked, we all decide a day during the school year, and usually beginning of October, where we take a day off of school and we just get to know our fellow team members. And we do several team building games, and the main focus of this day is to really talk about what makes a leader, what we think a leader, what qualities they have, and along with this, we create our group norms and our core values. So now I will pass it off to Amani Gonzalez, who will talk about our group core values.
Thank you. So our core values are things that Ms. Anderson and Mr. Vanessa look for when picking students for TLT, and this was a list made up by our students at Tyson. We have respect and responsibility, which are two of Tyson's main pillars, along with safety, which we don't have up here because that's not really part of this. And then we have integrity and encouragement, inspiration. You have to be committed and punctual, which is like on time. And if you're not on time, you can miss some very important things during a meeting. So you need to make sure you're at every meeting, and then again, punctual. And you need to have trustworthiness so that everyone in your group trusts you. Now I'll pass it on to Charlie, who will be talking about our past events.
These are the past events from what we did last year as TLT. Last year we raised money for Make-A-Wish, and we raised over $6,000, and that helped give 2 Fondy students a wish. We also plan all of our dances. We raise money for the PBIS funds. For the fall ball, which is in our first dance in the beginning of the year, we have the haunted hallway and the haunted hayride. We wanted it to be like the haunted Galway house. The haunted hayride is like the hallway except for it's outside. The snowball was our dance after Christmas. There was a dodgeball tournament, which we held with 5 players on each team. For the spring fling last year, we did a casino night where students could play all different games for prizes. Also, there was a lip sync competition where students could pick their favorite songs and lip sync to them. Last, we had our team building day on October 5th, where the new leadership team would come and communicate and collaborate with each other to make our core values and also just to get to know each other. Now to
Okay, so we will be talking about the upcoming events. So right now we are raising money for JDRF, which is the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, and we will be having a bunch of activities that students can pay for, and all the proceeds will go to JDRF. And we will be having a lightning tournament, which is a basketball tournament, and the top 5 people will be going to an assembly, and the top person who wins will get a trophy. And when they first play, they each have to pay $2, and that will go to JDRF as well. So also raising money for JDRF, we'll be holding a Spirit Week, which will be coming up, and students can pay $1 a day to wear like what the activity or what the outfit is for that day. And we will be having a co-ed volleyball tournament on March 14th and 15th, and that will be held after school. Coming up, we will be having a Shamrock Shake Day where we have students pay $1 for a Shamrock Shake, and we are taking orders for them today and tomorrow during lunch, and we will sell them on Thursday. And we will be having a staff versus students basketball game on April 17th, and that will be during an assembly. And then coming up, after we raise money for JDRF, we'll start to plan our Spring Fling, which is our spring dance. And as you heard, last year we had the casino night and lip sync.
Those are all really, really good things to hear from you. You mentioned you have 16 7th graders, 16 8th graders. Do you limit the team to that number, or is it unlimited if someone's qualified?
We usually try and get between those numbers, but if they really feel that they're just too many and they can't limit it down to that because of just how amazing the applications are, then they are flexible with the numbers.
So it's not a hard and fast rule. And how do you choose which charitable cause you're going to donate to? Is that
Our
your
team kind of just like brainstorms different ideas, and then we narrow it down to just one that we feel would relate to a lot of students in the school.
Sure. And it sure sounds like Shamrock Shakes will be an attractive $1 expenditure.
Oh, I'm off
And I think
Thursday.
Miss
Can I order?
Net might be available there, so get your orders in. And how are you expecting to do in the basketball games? What I really want to hear.
make a lot of threes, that's for sure.
That's I love
One
that.
thing, just be real gentle with the staff.
Yeah, go easy on them. They're a lot older than you guys. Appreciate all of you coming here. It's very impressive team and leadership skills that are going to serve you well as you get older and go through high school and beyond. You're mature beyond your years already, so congratulations. Look forward to seeing you guys around school at some point too.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, next on our agenda is announcements and communications, and we have a wonderful announcement tonight for a Fondy Pride Award. Dr. Siebert, if you'd like to.
Yes. Well, I'm going to invite up, she's standing in the back, Sarah Putty. Sarah is a family consumer education teacher at Sabish Middle School. We'll let her make our way to the front. I told her she could stand in either spot. She's going to pick this one, which is wonderful. So thank you for coming.
Thank you for
Sarah.
having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And it's really our pleasure to let everyone know that you have been selected as the Wisconsin Association of Family and Consumer Sciences New Achiever Award winner for 2017, which is amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And the reason for that award is she has been making incredible contributions not only to herself and her students, but to others in the same related field by creating a Facebook group for family and consumer science teachers that started in December of 2013.
Correct.
And has now grown to The number you told me earlier was 7,900
44 members
44
worldwide.
Got
members,
goosebumps.
which is absolutely amazing as a great way to share ideas and share resources and collaborate across the country and even the world.
Yep, I think we have people as far as New Zealand and in Canada, and someone had posted that they were in Jamaica and have like an outside classroom and said, we're all gonna meet down there.
That
For collaboration.
That sounds wonderful. And then additionally, to the Facebook page in 2014, as Sarah was exploring more effective tools for organizing all of these resources, she designed 5 websites, and they are dedicated to foods, and one is dedicated to sewing, fashion, and housing, one to teacher resources, one to child development and parenting, and one to life skills. And she maintains all of these websites as well for all of these colleagues and followers. So we are just, when I received this, I was so excited and so proud of you and so grateful that you're part of our Fond du Lac Cardinal family.
Well, thank you very
So
much.
We have the great pleasure of Mr. Jill and I presenting you with
Yes.
one of our Fondue Pride Awards.
Congratulations.
Thank
Sarah.
you.
Thank
Very
you,
wonderful.
thank you.
Even more impressive than when he first told me.
Dad's gotta get one too.
Thank you again, Sarah.
Thank you, very nice.
Sarah, send a picture to the people from Jamaica what's outside right now.
Yes, very, very impressive, Sarah. Thank you again for doing what you do for us. It is remarkable. Next announcement, that following adjournment of the regular meeting, the board will convene in a workshop and discuss Chapter 4 of the book, The Key Work of School Boards, and also we'll discuss the Fond du Lac High School gym floor further. At this time is our first opportunity for audience to visitors and delegations. If anyone wishes to step forward and speak on a school district related matter, please do so at this time.
Hi there.
Hello.
My name is Brianna Burgess. I am a junior at Fond du Lac High School, and I am still inquiring about putting gender identity and gender expression into the anti-discrimination policy. I identify as transgender, more specifically non-binary, so not as a girl or a boy. And in a recent interview with the Cardinal Columns, Mark Georgella said that he doesn't see any imminent danger for transgender students here at Fond du Lac. I heartily disagree with that. As a leader of SAGE, Sexuality and Gender Equality, and from my own experiences, I know that transgender students are in imminent danger. Last year, on April 4th or 5th, on a Monday, I attempted suicide because I was feeling so invalidated from both teachers and my peers because of the misgendering and slurs and just in general not feeling respected as a person. In case you didn't know, misgendering is calling someone not as the gender they identify as. So I use they, them, theirs pronouns, and most people use she, her, hers pronouns for me, and that is considered misgendering. It's kind of like if you have brown eyes and someone is saying, no, you have blue eyes over and over and over. So I know I am not the only one who has attempted suicide because of the basically the discrimination that we face. I also don't feel comfortable using the bathrooms at the high school. So I end up holding my bladder for 7 hours a day. And it gets really painful, but there's nothing I can do about it because I don't feel comfortable going in the girls', but I don't feel comfortable going in the boys' restrooms. And if you've ever tried to hold your bladder for that long, it gets really painful, really fast. And often it's more than 7 hours. And I know I'm also not the only one who does that. So I ask the question, is this really something that can wait until May and still put transgender students' lives on the line because of the harassment and discrimination that they face?
And as we've discussed in previous meeting, we won't make any decisions. We won't take up that topic until we have some further guidance and finality from other authorities who are dealing with it at this point. I appreciate your comments, and I urge you to continue making your circumstances aware to everybody in our district who needs to hear them. I think if there are issues and concerns that are directly affecting you or others, make sure your counselor and/or principal are made aware of those if they haven't been already. And if there are people who are not addressing you appropriately, for one, I think that can be corrected through that route. And if it goes beyond that, we can address behavior through our school board policies that exist now, certainly. But we've had this discussion a little bit, and our policies will be addressed at the time that we suggested that they will be.
Okay.
But I appreciate you coming forward and keeping this in our minds.
Yeah.
And please continue to do so as you see fit.
Thank you,
course.
Brianna.
Thank you, Brianna.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi there, I'm Robert Brown from Fond du Lac High School. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Cardinal Columns, and I'm writing an article regarding the transgender bathroom issue in addition to the anti-discrimination policy. In addition to that, we have a staff editorial where we will openly criticize the board for their lack of action on this issue. Due to the students that are in danger or feel unsafe at Fond du Lac High School. We wanted to address that, and we wanted to get the message out. And it's nothing against anyone on the school board, obviously. It's not going to be slanderous. We are criticizing how the situation is being handled. Also, the bathroom bill that Mr. Jardella was referring to is Senate Bill 582, and it failed in a joint resolution in 2015 and has not seen any traction since. So I'd just like to point that out. And so things aren't really in flux at the state level at this point. So do as you please.
Certainly. There are also court matters that are in process too that would have a direct effect statewide. So I also would refer to that. But I appreciate you letting us know what we'll be hearing and reading about. And journalism is journalism, which I greatly respect.
And also, we will distribute a copy to the school board as well.
We appreciate that.
With the editorial will be to the backside of the feature article. So I will distribute the copies next board meeting, 2 weeks, since we would be published right around next Monday. So
Okay.
I'll get you all a copy, and everything will be great.
Great.
All right.
I
Thank you.
appreciate
Yep.
you coming forward and mentioning this to us and keeping the issue, again, alive in front of us.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Robert, thank you for being respectful.
Mhm.
Thank you. I hope you know that we all respect you folks, but thank you very, very much.
Oh, thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Is there anyone else who wishes to address the board on any school district-related matter? Okay, seeing no further, then we will proceed next to approval of the consent agenda. Board members have been provided background material and information on each item in the consent agenda or have discussed it at a previous meeting. These items will be acted upon with one vote without discussion. Any board member may remove an item from the agenda, and this item will be discussed and voted on separately under the agenda item of individually considered resolutions. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda, please?
I move to approve the consent agenda as follows. Approval of minutes, February 13th, 2017, Board of Education regular meeting, workshop, and executive session as presented. February 27th, 2017, Board of Education regular meeting and workshop as presented. Business services approvals, February financial statement accepted and its publication authorized. Current expenses, to approve bills of the Board of Education in the amount of $8,954,549.02 and to have warrants drawn for their payment. Human resources approvals, retirement, Mary Williams, physical education teacher at Rosano Elementary School, effective June 10th, 2017. An unpaid sabbatical leave of absence, Deb Reisner, special education teacher at Tyson Middle School for the 2017-18 school year.
And I'll second that. Motion by Ned, seconded by me. We have a retirement. Congratulations to Mary Williams. How many years has she been with our district, do we know? A lot?
1998, I thought I read.
Almost 20 years.
Okay.
It was close to 20, yeah.
Yeah.
I miss roller skating with her.
1998.
And Dr. Siebert, we don't often in front of the board get sabbatical requests. Could you just give us a few details on what happens when that occurs, such as we're seeing?
Sure. Well, Ms. Simon and I can do that together. So, Ms. Rasner has asked for an unpaid sabbatical for next school year as she would like to pursue a master's degree in educational technology, and the time off would afford her the opportunity to do that. And then based on board policy, unpaid sabbatical leave requests need to be approved by the Board of Education.
Right. And we think this is a good thing for the district when she comes back and tries to use those advanced skills for our benefit, hopefully.
Oh, certainly. Well, we think it's a good thing first and foremost for her. It's something that she wishes to do, and will certainly strengthen her skill set, and then ultimately, as you said, be a positive for the Fond du Lac School District as well.
Anything else on the consent agenda?
In the February 27th minutes, we had the foster grandparents come, and Mary Ann Salter's name is misspelled. It looks like Sattler in the minutes. It should be Salter.
Okay. We'll fix that.
Okay. Any other discussion for the consent agenda? Okay. Seeing no further, would the clerk please call the vote?
Preister,
Yes.
Hayes, yes. Jones,
Yes.
Net,
Yes.
Strand,
Yes.
Uselman,
Yes.
Churchill.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Next on the agenda are individually considered resolutions. First, in the area of curriculum instruction and assessment, we will be considering approval of the 2017 summer school budget. I believe we have Mr. Ebert and Mr. Pruss will be here to address us. Should we make the motion first and then let them discuss this? If we could have a motion for the,
I move the Board of Education approve the 2017 summer school budget as presented.
Second.
motion and a second, and gentlemen, stage is yours.
Welcome, guys.
Good evening. Brad and I are looking forward to another session of summer school. We've been doing this for quite a while. Little bit of data for you. Last year's summer school, 2016, we serviced 2,923 kids. The breakdown of that, we had 260 kids in elementary remedial, 258 secondary remedial, 118 special education kids were serviced, 251 students in Jump Start. You're all familiar with Jump Start? Mm-hmm. Okay. 363 in Boys and Girls Club, 1,265 in enrichment, most of that at the elementary level, 408 students, driver's education, both instructional as well as behind the wheel. Compare that to 5 years ago, 2011. We serviced 2,126 kids. That's an increase of almost 800 kids from 5 years ago. Go back 10 years to 2006, we serviced 1,507 kids for an increase of about 1,416. So we're getting more and more kids with more opportunities. I can speak specifically from the high school level. It's exciting to see kids that perhaps have not been successful during the regular school year at Fond du Lac High School to come back, pump out 1 or 2 standards, sometimes 3 or 4 standards for a class, get that done, and move on to another course. We have kids that are able to basically fulfill a couple credits every summer, and we just keep being cheerleaders for them and telling them keep on going. So it's really a win-win situation for us. Brad could speak more for the elementary level, but even the enrichment stuff, we have some enrichment stuff for high school kids as well. And we try to make summer school as fun as possible while still having that accountability piece as well. It's business, but we're here, we have a purpose. It's to earn credit. Let's get in, let's work hard, and then you can enjoy your summer once you're done. Yes?
Quick question.
Yeah.
I have been told you guys also reach out to the academy, that they participate in the Jump Start program for students. Do you get a flyer there, or how do the students know about that?
At the academy?
Yes.
Brad, you
or
wanna take that
say
one?
at the WL, or at the Lutheran parochial schools, or any of the parochial schools.
Specific to,
How are they notified about summer school programs?
you want to take that one?
We haven't connected, that I know of and I'm aware of, to those schools to the Jump Start program.
I know kids are utilizing that that attend St. Mary Springs Academy.
More the enrichment, I think.
I'm sorry?
More the enrichment than the Jump Start.
No, I was
Oh, was it
told
Jump
Jump
Start too?
Start specifically. I actually went to a parent-teacher conference.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think that's great. I wonder if
That is great. I was
our
unaware of that,
numbers
but
could go
that is interesting.
even higher, contacting those local elementary schools.
Okay.
Just a suggestion, but honest to goodness, that's what I was told.
You're talking about Jump Start, not enrichment.
Jumpstart,
Because
anything,
enrichment,
I
we
think.
have, I mean, the offerings are there
Sure.
for students outside of our district, of course.
I was told
um,
by a kindergarten teacher.
The Jump
that
Start.
Jumpstart, because I asked.
Oh, okay,
That
sure.
specifically,
Sure.
she said, we are in a partnership with the Fond du Lac School District with their Jumpstart program
Mm-hmm.
because we don't want to see the summer slide.
Mhm.
Which is our verbiage on that, which I'm sure every school uses, but I think if we have that ability and can offer that service.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'll look into that.
Thank you.
For certain, yes.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Let's do the questions.
Okay, sounds good. I didn't know if Tony was done or not, but
Sorry.
that's all right. Got cut short this year. It'll be all right. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit about. You're efficient, yeah. I'll talk a little bit about the elementary side of things. So I'm very glad Tony was able to talk about those numbers and the increases in student participation. That was one of our collective goals a number of years back. So we're very proud of that. And that's our biggest goal, is to get kids off the couch and into classes and to continue that learning and try to decrease that summer slide as much as possible. So our numbers have grown. We're very proud of that. Again, this year we're going to offer a very rich and robust enrichment side of things. 20 plus course options for students. Many of them are offered at Parkside Elementary, but also various courses are offered at the other elementary schools, Evans, Riverside, and Chagwin. So that program, the enrichment side of things, is continuing to grow and be very strong. We also have a very strong remedial program, and we every year have tried to make that curriculum and tie that curriculum closer to the power standards that we teach during the school year. We have heavy support for our English language learning students in the form of ELL teachers, as well as aides supporting in the classroom. We also have, let's see here, Lots of staff participation, which I'm very proud of. Our regular staff teaching summer school, very important. Also, we have a lot of new people that are just graduating that wanted to get some experience and to teach remedial, so that's great, whether it's student teachers or new people in the district. And so that's very strong and powerful. In March, we have our remedial sign up, and in April, our enrichment courses will open, all via the internet, but we also have hard copies available at all schools for enrichment sign up. Okay? So that's just a brief overview of our growing program that we're very proud of.
So do you have to cap any of those classes because of?
We try to keep the course numbers down as much as possible, but I have a list of folks that would like to teach summer school that we don't have a spot for right now. But if you're talking remedial, meaning that if we find that we have large numbers in a certain grade, building, whatever it might be, we can hire more people.
You have some
certainly
waiting to do it.
Yes. Now the enrichment courses, some of them do have caps. Yes.
Okay.
Some of the enrichment courses do have caps.
Okay.
Based on
Good to
space
hear.
and available, whatever it might be. So, yep. Good question. Thank you.
Been a really, obviously a good program. The interest has been, expanding yearly. So you're doing something pretty good, it sounds like. Any other questions from the board or comments on this?
No, appreciate all the efforts you guys put into that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very
You're welcome.
much.
You're welcome.
Now, what is the time duration, when to when for summer school?
Yeah, so we have June 12th to June 30th.
Okay.
June 12th to June 30th, 8 to 11:30 a.m.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else you want to add?
And then we also have a couple courses in the afternoon.
Right.
Diploma bound, E2020 stuff at the high school. We go till about 2:40 in the afternoon, so we try to maximize the day,
Sure.
Also, our Jumpstart tentatively will run August 14th to the 24th.
Okay.
14th to 24th.
Very good.
Okay. Great.
Anyone else on the board have any other comments, questions? Okay.
Thank
Seeing
you
none, we
again.
have a motion and a second to approve the summer school budget. Would the clerk please call the vote?
Hayes, yes. Jones?
Yes.
Net?
Yes.
Strand?
Yes.
Uselman?
Yes.
Preister?
Yes.
Churchella?
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. And thank you, gentlemen,
Yeah,
and
very
welcome.
have a great
Very-
summer
very
school.
much.
And like I do every year at this time, you are more than welcome to visit us during summer school at any time. I can't guarantee you what you're gonna see, but it's gonna be something great, for sure. So, something very stimulating.
So my kids enjoy it
Thank
every
you,
year,
Kelly.
yeah. it's
Thank you,
very
Mr.
good.
Pruss.
Very much.
All right. Next, on individual considered resolutions, we have from Human Resources. Consider resignation of our Director of Business Services. Wendy Brockert is in her 4th year of service for the district, and she'll be returning to a position in Lake Mills School District. If we could have a motion, please.
I move the Board of Education accept the resignation of Wendy Brockert, Director of Business Services, effective April 30th, 2017, and that the Board of Education express its deep appreciation for all her many contributions and 4 years of dedicated service to the district.
Second.
A motion and a second. And Wendy, I've been here at least the same amount of time plus a little bit that you have, and I saw you come in board, and you handled it quite smoothly. Consider how much bigger of a district you walked into here, did you not?
I think
I have enjoyed my time here. I'm getting to know the staff and students. It's been a really wonderful, positive experience for me.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
And you have made some of the very complex financial materials understandable, so that's a very good gauge, I think, in my opinion, and I thank you for doing that also. So Lake Mills, it's a return home for you, it sounds like.
Yes, it is, yes.
And how many more meetings will you be with us?
3.
3.
Okay. So your time is ticking down also.
We will miss Wendy, but this makes really good sense for her on a personal and family level.
Certainly sounds like it.
Yep.
Any other comments from board members?
I just want to thank you, Wendy, for all the work you've done, and as someone else pointed out, you made complex issues clear, which we appreciate, and we'll miss you.
You're quite approachable, too.
Yeah. Someone's gonna have some big shoes to fill. Thank you for your service here.
Right, right, yes, thank you so much. So it'll be a sad day when your last meeting comes upon us. We have a motion and a second. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Jones?
Yes.
Net?
Very sadly say yes. Thank
Stra-
you.
Strand?
Yes.
Uselman?
Yes.
Breister?
Yes.
Hayes, yes. Georgella?
Yes. And that motion carries 7-0. Look forward to having you here those remaining meetings, Wendy. Next, we are considering a request to have the Beaver Dam added to our girls hockey co-op team. And this has come from the athletic director, Dave Mikulkevich. Is he here today?
He is here, yes.
Oh, you're very stealthy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We were approached by Beaver Dam about 6 weeks ago regarding them possibly joining our co-op agreement. Right now, they finished the season with 9 skaters and 1 goalie. Looking at that number being a little bit lower next year with a few graduations for them. And with the possibility from what they expressed to us is that if they don't co-op with someone, they're going to have a few more players move to AAA programs or junior programs. So they would struggle to continue to have a program next year as they move into another conference. Looking at our numbers going into next year and the year after, it would be a benefit to us as well, adding them in. Some of the teams within our co-op at this time, some of the schools there are going to be falling to 0 kids participating. They just don't have any kids coming up on this year's or next year's team. We do have a very large number of girls, Fond du Lac girls, who are participating at the 12U level, and we're very excited about that group because we have a strong 12U, 10U, and 8U program that we look at as something that's really coming up and strong, and we want to make sure the program is there and is very something they want to be a part of going forward. So looking at it right now, it's Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs, Waupun, Campbellsport, Oshkosh North, Oshkosh West, Kohler, and Kewaskum. Looking at next year, Oshkosh West will have 0 participants, Kohler will have 0 participants, and Kewaskum will have 0. So we'd bring in Beaver Dam, who also has Wayland Academy and Dodgeland with them, but neither of them support or provide a skater either. And starting after next season, Campbellsport won't have any. So of the 11 schools that would be involved in this, only 6 would actually be providing skaters, and we'd be right around 20 to 22 participants. So what our goal is with this co-op agreement would be to be able to provide a VR program or a varsity reserve program along with the varsity program for our kids, just providing more opportunities for girls to skate.
Okay.
And so this co-op is nothing unusual. We've been a co-op for
Oh,
how
no.
long already?
Since the inception, basically.
Yes.
We've been involved with Waupun since the co-op was put in place, and it's continued to grow since that point. And to be very honest, it's basically a staple in girls hockey and boys hockey across the state. You see that just taking place with the amount of money it costs and that go into participating.
Do they
So all the
provide their
girl-
own transportation, or
They
how
will,
does
yes.
that, is that, okay.
Yeah,
So all the girls that want to skate will be able to?
absolutely.
Okay. That's
Absolutely. In fact, we'd encourage more if we.
Right, it sounds like that.
I move the Board of Education approve the cooperative girls hockey team sponsorship to include Beaver Dam with the WIAA for the period 2017-18 and 2018-19.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion on this? Seems pretty straightforward. It just needs our approval, it sounds like, and some other formalities, but
It has been approved by the conference already, so it would be a signature, or
excellent.
approval by the board, a signature by you,
Okay.
President Trudgella, and then I
Great.
would be sending that into WIA.
I see no reason not to approve this then. Would the clerk please take the roll, or call the vote?
Net?
Yes.
Strand?
Yes.
Uselman?
Yes.
Breister?
Yes.
Hayes, yes. Jones?
Yes.
Georgella?
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. Thank you,
Dave.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Thank you for
McCavish.
supporting them. Thank you.
Okay, next we go to board and administrator reports, and Mr. Superintendent, you've got a couple things for us tonight.
I do, some fun things. The first one being just a notification of a trip I recently approved for all of our schools to go together on a National Junior Honor Society trip to Washington DC right after school gets out, which is great. So everybody partnering up and doing all the things in Washington DC that you would expect that they would do in terms of sightseeing, and there'll be some great culture and climate building too, and an opportunity for many of these kids to get to know each other on deeper levels.
A 15-hour bus ride
On a
will do
bus.
that.
Yes, on a
They're
bus.
seeing a lot of neat things.
So they're gonna see a lot of amazing things. So, a lot of credit goes to the advisors who are the teachers at those schools and staff members at those schools for putting that together. And then the second two items, March is an important month in terms of the fine arts. So March is both Youth Art Month and Music in Our Schools Month. So I'll just tell you a few ways that, for example, with art, that's recognized across the community. So we have elementary art displays located right outside the boardroom. Also this month, all the time, but a few more right now, at the Forest Mall, at the Blue Goose Cafe, and at the Fond du Lac Public Library Express branch, which is located in the Festival Foods Plaza. So that's really, really nice. And that's all elementary. And then there are some middle school and high school art displays at the Fond du Lac Public Library, as well as the gallery and frame shop. So lots of places to see some of our really talented kids' pieces of work. And then also, March is Music in Our Schools Month, and we talk about music and the opportunities we have in music quite a bit, and there's no shortage of things to be proud of, tons. So we've got the Middle Level Music Festival coming up on Saturday, March 18th at Sabish. We've got the Fond du Lac High School Choir Concert, which is at the former St. Pat's Church a week from today, next Monday. We have Bandorama. This is a very busy year. It's once every 4 years that we have it, and then there's once every 6 years when it falls on particular, with other things, I think, if I remember Mr. Schneider saying that. So we have Bandorama on Sunday, March 26th at 2 p.m. at Fond du Lac High School. That represents all of our schools within the Fond du Lac School District. And then another thing that's new this year is the choir is having a 24-hour sing-a-thon that takes place Friday, March 31st, beginning at noon, through Saturday, April 1st at noon at the high school, in the PAC and in the Commons. And then there are many other elementary spring programs too. So, pleasure to note that I signed up for a 3:30 a.m. slot. I'm kidding. I wouldn't even sign up for that. That wouldn't even be worth my.
Why not? Is the sing-a-thon for money?
Is it
raising
fundraising
money?
It is. It
Okay.
is a fundraiser for two things: the choir program, as well as it's a water project. I believe it's called The Water Project, if I'm not mistaken, which half of the proceeds will go to the choir program, the other half will go to this water project that is helping to fund sustainable water resources in sub-Saharan Africa. So
Okay.
very nice.
Nice,
Very good.
And what that is destined to do is you're supposed to, having a daughter in choir, starting today for the next 2 weeks, drink nothing but water and use all of the resources that you would save on other types of beverages
I did
and eating out or whatever it might be, and donate that to the cause.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far I'm on track, but I don't know how long I've.
You started today?
I started today.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's good work.
Mhm.
Any other board members? I'll start down that end.
No.
Mr. Strand?
Yes, I was a little remiss from the last board meeting to, I talked with Principal Stacy Buchholz earlier. The Sheriff's Night Shift is a group of really close-knit guys and gals. And 4 of them went over to Parkside and for reading day. Was that February 13th? February 16th. 4 of them went over there to read to classes. And now remember, they worked the night shift, so they came in at about 2 in the afternoon, all in uniform, went over there, and actually all 4 of them read to different classes. So, and actually they took a bunch of pictures and we got it on our sheriff's Facebook. And all the kids were there. In fact, when they all left, they all were waving. So
That's great.
Yeah, they had one of our new SUVs over there that day. So pretty impressive, but they enjoyed it. And like I said, I actually knew about it and saw them leaving and to go over there, and they were actually pretty pumped about that. So, and I think the kids got a lot out of that because they don't normally see sheriff's deputies. So,
Right.
yep.
Great opportunity.
Right.
So, yeah, still doing math at Rosano, and then, encourage everyone to come out to the big wrestling meet this weekend. We're doing concessions again, so, out at Fondi High. And there was Girls on the Run is getting started, so that's kind of fun. I'm gonna be my daughter's running buddy this time. She's applied for the program and wants to do it, so, yeah,
That's wonderful.
it'll be fun.
Good.
That's another program that's really grown.
Every
Yep.
school has a team now, yeah, it's very exciting. It's a great program for young ladies.
Miss Net.
Regretfully not.
Okay.
Well, I
Dr. Jones.
went to two of the plays for Once Upon a Crime at Tyson, and the kids did a great job, and Ms. Anderson did a great job directing. And it was fun with the kids in the audience, and they would make, call out comments like, "She sounds like a pig," when Goalie Alex was snoring. It was really cute. They did a good job. So.
Stays.
We went to an excellent, I thought, strings concert with the 6th grade strings students at Woodworth, and the 7th grade strings then played in the 8th grade strings, and then the symphonic string group from the high school played, and the concert strings, and then the combined. It was really a nice concert last Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And solo ensemble for the strings group is this Saturday at Woodworth, I believe, for the strings. And then the band people are meeting at Sabish,
Probably at
I
Sabish,
believe.
yeah.
And I don't know if there's a third group.
Yeah. I know I will be at Sabish this weekend for that. And we will be at Bandorama on the 26th as well. And I got to represent, just kind of a side note, I got to represent the school district as a judge this weekend in the Miss Fond du Lac pageant here at
Awesome.
Goodrich Little Theater. And one of our students from Sabish was first runner-up in the Miss Fond du Lac teen competition. And amazed how poised and mature these young ladies are. So that was it's a wonderful thing, and it's for scholarship money. So these girls are really in there for the right reasons. I have nothing further.
No,
You
I
have
was just
something?
thinking maybe you could be a judge at Mr. Fond du Lac next
Well,
week.
That's next week.
I have experience, yes. Any other comments from board member activities? No? Okay, any additional appropriate matters? Okay, then we will move to our second and final audience to visitors and delegations. If there's anyone who wishes to address the board, they may do so at this time.
Hello,
again.
once again. And I don't know what court cases were you referring to, but most were brought by trans students to either the school district or to the state. Anyway, the story that we're doing highlights 3 trans students at Fond du Lac High School. And we wanted to really put a face to the issue because to some people it might be paperwork and policy. We really wanted to change that. And I know you all deeply care about all of the students in our school district. That's why you're on the school board. And I just wanted to point out that it's not just the facts. We're bringing people that are actually struggling day to day into the story and them presenting themselves. And I will note that 2 are seeking to be anonymous due to the fact that they feel in danger at the high school. And I really don't want to doubt them. And reason being, I know that there is so much harassment and social media threats that go on at that high school, particularly to disenfranchised groups. So I don't know if you would realize that, but it's definitely an issue. Also, at Transgender Day of Remembrance, we had back in the fall, winter months, we read the names of all of trans students and individuals that were that were affected by violence. I don't want a Fond du Lac student on that list. I really don't. It's saddening because they aren't doing anything wrong. They are simply living their lives, and quite honestly, I find it very absurd that nobody is trying to do anything. Also, I don't want the school district or the city to be caught on the wrong side, because I know after, say, a bathroom bill passes or the lack of action, businesses do pull out of the city or the state. Businesses do put up resistance. People do put up resistance. I just want the best for the city. I want the best for the students at Fond du Lac High School, and I definitely want the school board to convene and seriously talk about it in a timely manner. And I know you have a scheduled meeting to discuss all of the policies, but I insist this is an urgent matter. People are in danger. I just wanted to point that out and stress that once again.
Very good. Well, thank you, Robert, for that again.
Yep.
And I look forward to reading your article, and I completely understand the reason people wish to be anonymous in some of these matters.
We respect that you're doing that.
And the more this gets illustrated for us, the better for us to learn about it too.
I just don't want to see this state see an economic impact due to the decisions of, say, politicians in the state. I really want to see the state succeed and the school board to decide that students do matter, and I know you do, but it's a matter of policy that brings everyone together. So hopefully things can change in the near future.
Right. And that, I mean, well put. I mean, I understand the sentiments coming from you and others. We have a pretty deliberative body here that will do what we said we're going to do.
And the staff editorial will definitely have my name on it, and we are signing it, so you'll know who is backing it up. And I will stand by every word of that editorial.
We don't want to see any student harassed or bullied
No.
No.
Right.
for whatever reason.
Well, I appreciate your journalism too. I think you're going to be doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you, Robert.
Okay, next on the agenda is adjournment to a workshop. If we could have a motion on that, please.
I move to adjourn the regular meeting, convening a workshop to discuss Chapter 4 of the Key Work of School Boards and the Fond du Lac High School gym floor.
Second.
Motion and a second. And would the clerk please call the vote?
Strand.
Yes.
Uselman.
Yes.
Brewster.
Yes.
Hayes, yes. Jones.
Yes.
Net.
Yes.
Churchella.
Yes. Motion passes 7-0. We stand adjourned until the workshop.
Mark, is the order on the workshop, is there any way to, I was just thinking.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, that's
could
fine.
Switch that so that staff
Just
doesn't
remember,
have to
Peggy,
sit around.
we
They
can
don't
do
have to
whatever
sit
we
around and
want.
listen to us, John.
That's a good idea.
At this
Yeah.
time,
And I just took the roll.
and the roll has been taken, all 7 members are present. And we're going to just reverse the order as printed on the workshop agenda, and we will first be discussing the Fond du Lac High School gym floor. And who will be addressing this?
Well, it'll be a collaboration here of Mr. Misselkavich, Mr. Williams, and myself. And we thought we would have, we'll answer any of the board's questions. And we'll basically have 3 aspects. So the fact that we did get on the schedule after the tour last week. So John can explain that. We can explain a relative time frame of what we think it will take. And Mr. Misselkavich is doing some great work with rescheduling all the activities that happen in that facility over the summer. And then number 3 is to just lock down from your perspective the way that you prefer that we funded that. So we have the option of the 2 budgets, which we believe is feasible and we can make happen, or we can talk about the fund balance as an option for this too, and answer any questions you have on that, and we have Wendy here to help us with that as well.
Okay.
And then
Great.
anything else you'd like to talk about?
Sure, certainly. So,
John, you want to just go ahead?
you're on the schedule for June.
We are on the schedule for June. We graduate on June 8th. They'll have a team in there on June 9th to start carrying out the old. We'll get going on it right away. The center section, I think we talked about this, the center section gets put in first to the bleachers, then the bleachers get moved onto the new floor, then they'll tear out and install the new floor, seal it. The bleachers will be moved back, be safety inspected, and will be set there. Then they'll start the main floor and be able to do court lines and all of the things they need on the courts. So we're ready to go on that schedule, which we're fortunate because that fills up pretty fast.
Right. What is his expectation for completion time?
We hope to be done by the end of August.
Okay.
You know, that's, I mean, 32,000 square feet is a lot of flooring to get down, so.
Yes, it is. And that's an ambitious project, I understand that. Any questions just on the scheduling and the, installation part? And the plan is still to remove the existing wood and make those available to the public in some fashion?
Yes, the maple will be available. It'll just get stacked out and back, and we'll figure out a way to notify people that they can take that wood.
Okay.
What that does is that saves us a great deal in dumpster costs.
And disposal.
Disposal costs.
Okay. And we've got some contingency funds in case there's more to the story once we rip open this floor?
We do. The number that I gave you included a contingency.
Right.
I'm hoping for the lower number, but
Right.
We won't know until we open it up.
Now, once we open up the floor, will we have a better idea of what was not working properly or why it
Yes.
failed?
Yep.
I-
We'll actually be able to see the substructure and see what's going on with that.
I think that's of great interest to the board and the community in general, from the
I'll be out there.
inquiries I've heard.
I'll be out there with the camera.
Okay, and that's not a bad idea. I mean, that's probably good documentation, really.
Is it nailed down?
I think that's floating,
Okay.
but I don't know that 100%, so.
Right.
I don't know why I asked.
Any other questions on just the scheduling and removal and install part? Okay, and Mr. Mikulkavich, activities have to be massively rescheduled, it sounds like.
Yeah, all of our summer school and athletic open gyms and different things will be rescheduled. Luckily, working with Renee over at the rec department, we've been able to secure Riverside and a few other sites for all of our activities, and we should not have any interruption for opportunities for our high school athletes or our youth activities that will be taking place. So we've been able to get that all taken care of and still provide the great opportunities for our kids.
Yeah, I mean, that I thought was gonna be the biggest obstacle to this, but it sounds like you're doing quite well.
Some good collaboration and some flexibility by the rec department was greatly appreciated in getting all of these things rescheduled, so really
Right.
good for us.
Right.
Does the band ever use the gym floor for when they start show band practice in August?
Usually not the field house. They have used the small gym just for a smaller section of it in case the weather has gotten bad.
Uh-huh.
We'd still be able to provide that opportunity to them.
Okay.
And if it gets done in time, we'd be happy to open it up to them as much as possible.
Good. Other questions about activities that are being affected? Okay, thank you, Mr. Mikulkavich.
Thank you.
Funding. Does anybody have any thoughts, one way or the other, strongly on how they wish this to be handled?
Well, I have a question just so that I can understand this a little better. Is this something, to what degree does the board have to approve and vote on this? That's, I guess, what I'd like a little explanation of. I
Good
mean,
question.
it's a lot of money, but we don't have to vote on it, or we do?
Well, we've had this discussion, and not really, we don't. It falls within their budgeting authority for the district to do so, but
Do we-
Dr. Sieber wanted us to give our input, and if there were concerns, to express those.
So is it according to board policy that we don't vote on this, or what, I mean, is there like a limit, a dollar limit that the board votes on or doesn't vote on, or how do we determine something like that?
Well, it's just I would have to look to see what exactly the board policy says. It has not been the practice that we've done that. We certainly can do it differently.
I'm not asking if we should or shouldn't, I guess I'm just trying to understand when we do vote on expenditures and when we don't. I just didn't understand that.
Sure. No, it's a fair question.
And I don't know that we actually have a policy to say on an individual expenditure, do we vote on it? So I know there are some instances where you could implement a policy if it's X number of dollars and above, no problem.
Okay.
This one, even though it's not required, we're wanting the board to express their thoughts on it.
Okay, so we do not have any kind of policy that says the district has to come to the board to approve an expense if it's $2 million or?
I know there's a bidding, there's a
There's
policy on.
we have a bidding policy, but I don't think we have a
I don't think so either.
spending policy.
Okay.
But personally, I would, keeping the board's interests at heart, I'd rather have it be funded out of the 2-year budgets.
If it could,
Because
if
I
it's
would
that
like to
possible,
protect
yeah.
the fund
Fund
balance.
balance.
Okay?
If it's, if you think they can swing it.
If we can swing it.
Wendy believes we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would like that too.
Leave notes on that as you.
There wouldn't be any, would there be any penalty paying it like that, or, no?
No.
Okay.
Right.
We'll just make progress
Sounds
payments.
Yeah, it-
What it ends up being.
Okay.
Right, and if there is some obstacle to doing that at some point, I've expressed my opinion that I would not object to using some fund balance money for this type of project, which we're hoping would have like a 40-year lifespan or more.
More.
Yes. So, but if no one is strongly opposed to funding it through our normal budget, half in the remaining year and half in the upcoming year, I think you've heard our thoughts and opinions.
Does it cost us more to do it over 2 years than it would if we used fund balance? There's no, okay.
No.
Right. One of the other concerns that has been brought up to me, I know on more than one occasion, is do we have any legal recourse? Are there any remedies for us to pursue? And Dr. Siebert is going to attempt to get some legal staff here. We were hoping this meeting didn't work out, but at the future, the legal part of this we can deal with at any point, quite frankly. And we wanted to make sure we got on the schedule for this. Yes.
Yes.
It'd be
Yes.
like a class action thing about all the schools.
Well, and
that we-
when we have an attorney here in front of us, those are all questions that we can get answered, the public can get answered through us as
Strength in
well.
numbers, right?
But I think the initial expression, what was it, not hopeful or some such thing?
Highly unlikely.
Highly
Highly
unlikely.
That we would have a viable claim.
But certainly we can explore, and I would like us to explore what we have for options, if any. And so we will have legal representation here at one of our meetings to do that. Are there any other concerns anybody has had expressed or wants to express on this?
Well, just to back it up a little bit for the public, when the school was built in 2000, the architect recommended this is the floor you want. And of course, had no reason to believe it wouldn't be a prudent thing to do. Well, hindsight is great. I know that down in Middleton, a 14-year-old girl was playing basketball, slid and actually splintered the floor, and she got some of it embedded in her. And the Middleton's in that whole process now. And we obviously took a look at the floor. There's a lot of weaknesses in it. They have duct tape over some of it, so when they rollerblade, they won't get caught in some of that divots on the floor that's falling apart. If we don't do something, and somebody gets injured, and we know about it, that's not where you want to be. It's called, you're being deliberately indifferent to what is needed. So, I'll refer to John Williams. I know that there's quite a few districts got the same floor. Is that correct?
Yep. There's about 6 districts that have the same floor.
Yep. So, and some of them are having problems, and It's probably not gonna be, if it's gonna have a problem, it's gonna be when, probably. So, we're not the only ones that are experiencing this. So, let's get it fixed and, I mean, we're talking about a lot of money, but not a lot of money. If
And-
that
and
makes
this
it- If
is-
that makes any sense.
And this is not, I think there was one term used called a makeover. This is not a makeover. This is a complete tear out and reconstruction of a new floor for this facility.
From a
We-
different manufacturer,
from a-
everything.
Correct, a different
Different
manufacturer,
systems,
different system. It's the system that's used at Riverside, correct? Which prior to the flood stood for 40 years?
Yeah, and that system also was the scissor lock floor, the original one,
Mhm.
and that's what we replaced it with, the same, floor, just because we had such good luck with that floor.
Right.
Are there any activities taking place on the field house floor that they recommend not take place, that you would recommend changing, or is it all
With the
good?
new floor?
Yep.
No.
Okay.
No, I think we went through, what we're doing currently on there. Steve had a couple suggestions for us in terms of if we're doing indoor shots that we're gonna definitely address. But yes, I mean,
Okay.
we went through those with him just to make sure that we didn't have any other issues in the future.
Okay.
Right. And also, just so everyone is aware, we did get inquiries from our local state legislator, assemblyman, and senator. We took them out there for a tour, and because they weren't absolutely sure what we were talking about either,
Sure.
and they saw it vividly for what it was, and I think they understand what we were facing. There was at least one local media member there also who took note of it. So, you know, I have said I will gladly show this floor to anyone who wants to see it, especially if there's any flooring professionals who deal with wood floors. I think they would agree. This is not a want. This is a need at this point. Any other concerns on the floor? Great. Well, thank you. And I think you hear what the board's wishes are.
Yeah, well, we appreciate that.
And, you know, we look forward to June 9th, I guess, right? Let us get out of graduation the night before and clear the place out. Thank you. Okay. All right, if there's no more on the floor, then we will move to the next item, Chapter 4 of the book, The Key Work of School Boards.
Chapter 4. We're getting near the end. All right, so Chapter 4 is on community leadership. What things would you like to talk about? What stood out to you in that particular chapter?
The parental engagement, because that's something we've been talking about
Mhm.
for a while, and working with collaboration and stuff. And I know different schools have different programs and things that they're doing to involve parents in the school. But I think that's one of the key things that, as a district, that we should continue to work on.
I thought one of the areas I marked was the social media policy and just kind of clarifying that and getting the details on that in place a little bit better than perhaps we've had in the past, because that's an ever-changing area, so I think that policy is going to be ever-changing as well, to some extent.
And relating to the community, and, because I've heard this a lot, all the stakeholders in the community is like, well, I don't have kids in school, so, I don't really want to see this or that, and just get across the idea about it being a successful community, with successful schools. I think that's really important to keep working on that it's not just if you have kids in the school, it's a community effort to improve the community.
That's a great point, Sue.
I thought we were doing a really good job with engaging the business in our schools. Every school in the district has a business that is associated with them. And I was looking over the board of directors again at the STEM Academy, and how wonderful it is to have all those business people on that board, and also contributing and working well with the staff and the principal to help them solve problems and even present problems to them for the technological problems, for the students to come up with a solution.
No,
That's
those are
so hands-on.
Those are great examples, Mrs. Hayes. Yeah, we have great Project Lead the Way steering committees that are made up of business people, as well as our Career Construction Academy that's just skyrocketing right now with business involvement. But always room to continue to grow, but that is a strength.
I know we've gotten, as a district, much better at promoting our celebrations, and yes, every day there's adverse issues that come before us. But I do still think it's very, very important to sell us and what we do every single day. And then young men like Robert coming up, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the information you've shared with us. Clearly, you are very, very knowledgeable. However, I'm a big person about respect, and the respect you've shown us, but I hope the respect you feel you've received in return. We really appreciate what you're doing, definitely. But it's very, very important to have everybody buy in, every single stakeholder. And I think part of this is because I'm getting ready to leave. My own children have shared with me, and it breaks my heart, that they would not want their kids to go to the Fond du Lac School District. And that is really tough for me to swallow, because I believe so much in what we do every single day. It is very, very important that we believe, and every single stakeholder that is with us believes.
Anyone else see things we're doing well or things we need to improve upon? I think we do connect well with our legislators, which is a good thing in the environment we've been in the past number of years.
Very well.
We're respectful, even if we're adversarial at times.
Sure.
I think we're keeping communications open.
And you know, part of that is because we all, during the years, have made an effort to reach out to them.
Right.
So we haven't just waited till they drop in. Luther Olson has been here, the chair of the Senate Education Committee. That's because we asked him to come, and he wanted to come. And so I think that's really important for us to continue to reach out to them.
I agree. I think the area of community engagement and promotion, as was mentioned, I think promotion is something we're getting there, but I think we have to promote the good things that are happening, which we do try to do, but there's a lot of it.
Yep.
I like when the principals talk, we talk about the kids with referrals, but, and on the other side, how many kids are not getting referrals, major referrals, and, talking about the positive. The kids that you might not hear about because they're not at the superstar spectrum or at the referral spectrum, but, the kind of in-between kids that, people don't think about.
So, Dr. Sieber, from your perspective, what do you see this board is on this chapter good at, or?
Oh, I think, I really enjoyed this chapter. I thought it was great. I think we're doing a lot of good work, and I just think we believe in continuous improvement, and I know you do too, and we just all keep getting better. One of the things that I kept going back to is our communication strategies group that Peggy is helping us on, and continuing to think about how do we target audiences differently, and how do we prepare messages and use the various methods that we have in order to hit those various groups, including the non-parent public, which is a huge group. So I thought that was really good. just thought, I mean, overall, I think I highlighted more than I didn't highlight because I thought there were so many valid points. And really kind of, you know, the whole concept of making decisions based on facts and data, plan continually, you know, that strong communication structure I thought was so good. And I agree, I think we're highlighting a lot of things, but there are so many things that we can highlight. We just have to keep working on how do we do that most effectively. So, no, I thought it was a really, really good.
This made me think of the boards that we were going up. Are we still working on that behind the scenes for telling people why they should come to the Fond du Lac School District?
Billboards? Billboards, yeah, we've kind of rolled that into the communication strategies group, and we haven't talked about it recently.
I just wondered.
But it's still something that is a possibility, I would say, but we haven't taken any further steps with that. You do see several in the community for other educational options.
And I thought the simplest line at the end in the summary was just make sure that we're advocating student achievement as our top community priority. So that is a community priority, and that's a community benefit, and I think we need to keep making that aware to people.
No question.
Anyone else with comments, remarks down there?
The only thing I got, what I liked about it is the fact that, like we had Tyson tonight with their leadership team talking about what they do and what they're, I mean, that was really, that isn't just unique to Tyson. We have a lot of schools come in and they talk about their schools and all the good things that are going on. And I think it's important as a board when we have our meetings that we get to see that kind of thing. And you start to realize how many good things are going on. To kind of piggyback what Julie had said about all the good things that are going on, because the one thing it says is that the school board meetings is the community's window into the school system. That's all they ever, I mean, if they tune in or they check the minutes or check the meetings, that's the only chance they know what's going on in the school district. So when it's kind of nice when we have the schools come in and tell us what they're doing and why they like it at that particular school and what's going on and that kind of thing. And of course, the parents are all here too, and you know, they're supporting their kids, and that parent engagement is so important, because without them supporting their kids, you know, that's what makes the whole thing work.
I just kept thinking about all the good programs we have going on, the thing Riverside's doing where they're bringing parents in and showing them strategies for their kids, where we had Celebrate Foster Grandparents last week, all those kinds of things. We've got so many powerful programs that connect us to the community.
And there's like volunteers that go in and read to the kids, you know, like they're not officially in the foster grandparent program, but they just go and volunteer, which is great.
Yeah, I was surprised to find out that the grandparents, they 700 hours a week.
It's an amazing statistic.
I mean,
Yeah,
my
that's
gosh.
wow.
I know that they're there every day from, 7 in the morning till 3 o'clock. I mean, that's, and you know what? I think they get so much out of that, and of course the kids get so much out of it, because let's face it, a lot of times kids identify with their grandparents so much.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, the kids ask my husband, it's my gray hair, are you a grandpa?
Well, and I think each of us individually does engage the community in our own ways as well. And as representatives of the school board, that gives us, that involvement in addition to being here as part of this body. So I commend everybody for doing their individual parts too. Anything else you want to cover on this, or anything else that jumps out at you?
I would say for me, if I could just interject, I mean, the whole chapter, it's about collaboration, it's about being transparent, it's about being open with the public and getting people involved in the issues that they're interested in. And I think what we heard tonight was maybe a good example of that, and one of the areas that we should be looking at community members to talk with us about transgender issues and discrimination policies, that kind of thing. It's a good opportunity to do something like that. There's some statements in this chapter that I thought were really pretty harsh, and I'm not saying that we are this way, but I would hate for us to ever become this way, you know, it said that, you know, boards can no longer use the script that we're, or districts in general, that we're the professionals, we'll tell you what you need to know. I mean, that, you know, that just really grabbed me, and I think that, you know, that's not a philosophy that we want to convey to people, and I don't think we do, but, you know, there were even advice in here for restructuring your board meetings to make them more open and more inviting to the public to come in and talk to us. I think we have opportunities for that. I don't know if there's more we could be doing or not, but,
It's hard to know. Yeah, there's not. I'm always disappointed when we look out and we're like, audience to visitors and delegations, and there we are with the empty chairs. And then, you know, and it's, I
Right.
like it when people come forward, because
Right.
then there's something we can hear about, and then we can maybe address.
Well,
Yeah.
you
Good
have to
example is
balance
we
having
heard
a
about the
forum meeting
interpreter problem.
Right, yeah.
You know?
And this
Uh,
problem with the gender equality, yeah.
So,
Right.
if we don't know about, if there's a problem and we can do something about it,
Right.
if there's something we can do about it, we probably will.
Right.
Right.
So,
Okay. Good points for everyone.
Very good. Very good.
I think we covered chapter 4 pretty well.
Very well, very well. Yes, thank you.
When will we be doing the last one? Not at the next meeting, at the meeting after that, the last
Well,
chapter?
we thought maybe the next meeting,
Oh,
We
okay.
might move it to that one to avoid conflict with the
with,
April
with the
meeting.
April meeting for you. So,
it's pretty short.
it's pretty.
And I know,
yeah.
I looked at it,
I looked
so,
at it.
okay.
So if we plan to discuss chapter 5 at the next meeting, that would be great.
March 27th.
Thank you.
So I'd like to make
the
a
other one,
motion to
if
adjourn.
we don't do this next
Motion
week,
to,
Julie, we're
motion
gonna
to
expect
adjourn
the
and a
report.
second. All right, seconded by Bryster. Clerk, please call the vote on adjournment.
Shyster, Jones, Matt,
Yes.
Hayes, Strand,
Yes.
Huselman, Trudgello.
Yes, motion carries. We stand adjourned. Thank you.